time going, or it's been a while since you've been there. Things may have changed and you may not realize it. This is Bright Future Baking, and I'm going to show you how the stops that we need to go to get to Apple Hill and do a few tips. So let's get started. So first off, you're going to be going on US 50 East, so that way you can go up to Apple Hill, and it's a nice scenic view. You'll see off to the side there's a little town called Placerville. If you've ever been there before, it's kind of a fun place to go. And our first exit we're going to be going on is going to be exit 48. Now, we also have exit 49 and 54. They all will take you closer to different Apple Hill stops. It all depends which ones you want to go to. Now, your first tip right now, I'm going to let you know, is the right lane. It actually merges into this lane, so you probably want to stay over into the middle lane. Don't go to the left unless you know that you're going to somewhere you can get over there to Apple Hill over that way. We're going to be turning off to the right, and when we get up further, closer to like the first Camino stop, they actually have barriers where you're not able to turn left there anymore, which you used to be able to do, but now you can't. So let's go ahead and go on to our first exit, exit 48, which will be Schnell, and that we'll go ahead and exit and show you what that looks like. All right, we're coming around the bend here, and traffic on the weekend, the later you go, it's going to be busier. So just to let you know, when you go to Apple Hill, you're probably going to want to go earlier in the morning if possible, because some areas, depending upon how busy which Apple Hill stop you go to, can be really busy. Like High Hill is, I think, one of the busiest stops. That's the number one for Apple Hill. Its parking can fill up pretty quickly. So, and then if you also want those delicious treats, you also need to get there, semi-early, so you can still get those wonderful, delicious treats. All right, you see that's our exit right there. We have exit 48. We're gonna go ahead and check that out and give you a bird's eye view of what it looks like. All right. So now the three stops that we're going to will take you to places like High Hill. It also will take you to Rainbow Orchard or Boa Vista. Boa Vista is going to be up a little further though, so you'll see. So you're going to want to go this direction here. Now, usually you want to go left. That will take you to some of the Apple Hill stops, but what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to get back onto the freeway. So if you go to the right, it's Placerville. You're going to go to the left, it's going to be some of the Apple Hill stops. So you actually have to wait for other traffic from Placerville turning this way. It's actually kind of busy right now. Well, for Placerville. On the weekends, it does get a little busier in Placerville. So we're almost there. We're going to take you back onto the freeway, and then we will do our next stop. So this is how you would go back to the freeway, and you can check out the different maps or check out which sites you want to go to for Apple Hill. It is like over 40 official stops, or actually ranches, orchards, stuff like that. But the thing about that is that there's other things besides the orchards. They have wineries, they have the orchards, they have bake shops, yummy bake shops. And then Christmas trees, some of them are Christmas trees that you can pick, or cut down, I'm sorry. They do have, you pick them places like where you can pick your own berries, or you can go ahead and pick your own flowers, or pick your own apples. As you see, there's Apple Hill Drive, Smith's Flat. That would be our next one. So we're going to go ahead and go over there, and you can check that out too. The road here is very scenic. I love driving up this way. It's really nice. We're going to go ahead and check this out. This is the Carson Road, which is going to take you right down this way. Now, each stop, as I said, will take you to different orchards and stuff like that. So, this will be, you'd be going off to the left at the stop sign, and then off to the right is just like a little back road our little frontage road for Placerville. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and go back onto the freeway, and this will give you an idea. You want to go to the left for the different Apple stops, and you can see there is traffic once again. So we're gonna go ahead and just wait for that, and we're gonna go back onto the freeway and go to the next stop. There are some places in Camino where they actually have roundabouts when you get off, but just, you know, backtrace and you can do your steps back to where you need to go to the freeway. And a lot of these stops actually are, some of them are really close to each other, some not so much. So it depends upon which ones you want to go to. So our next stop is going to be 54 Cedar Grove. So that's the next stop we're going to go to. You can see they are, the stops are pretty, actually the exits are pretty close to each other. And just to let you know, if you're not going to Apple Hill or you're going up further to the next exit, like the last one, go into the left lane, because the right lane is going to be crowded on the weekends from Apple Hill traffic. So that's really important. And don't forget, when you go to Apple Hill, depending upon when you go, usually on the weekdays, they'll also have field trips there too. So not all the time. And then don't forget, also pumpkin patches are very popular at Apple Hill too. So there will be like a lot of school-age kids going for field trips over there to different Apple Hills. There's a lot of hidden gems with Apple Hill, but there are some that are much bigger and very popular. Boa Vista, High Hill Ranch are some of the big stops that people go for, and those are usually the ones the field trips go for too, also. So we'll be coming up on our next exit here. This has like a nice little view to the right of the valley there, and we'll go ahead and go to our next exit really shortly. And if you want to stay in the slow lane if possible, if you're going to the next exit, which would be 54, on this one, because the ones back there is one that you have to worry about people lining up in the slower traffic in the slow lane. But this one on the weekend can get busier, but people want to do the earlier stops. So this will be something for you to think about, which ones you want to go to. Now we're going to be coming up on our exit here really soon. Now this is the barrier that I was talking about over on Camino. We're actually in Camino, and there used to be like the first exit you'd be able to turn, and it would take you to High Hill, because High Hill is over this way. But they do have the barriers. I'm not sure exactly why, if there are too many accidents or too much traffic. I'm not exactly sure why, but they did divide that off where you can't turn left anymore, which, you know, I think is probably a safer bet. I do like that. But we're going to go to our next exit. It should be coming up here really soon. But as you can see, it is a very nice drive, and it's relaxing to look at all the scenic views, the trees. It's beautiful, and there's a lot of hidden gems that you can come across too. I came across this one Apple Hill place, which is actually really cool. It's called 24 Carats, and it has like a wonderful little like fruit stand and farmers market kind of stand in the actual place where it is. It was kind of cool. So it was a surprise with a beautiful pond, which you'll see in one of my other episodes. But this is where you were able to turn left, but now you can't. So they made sure to stop that. Okay, so our next exit will be coming up here, and we will be getting off there, and we'll be showing you that. And I was going to say, Apple Hill, some of the places have things that go year-round. Like Harris Ranch, for instance, they have a class that you can take for making jams, which is kind of cool. I like that. I want to try to take that sometime. But yeah, there's so many things that you can do here. Some of them have, like, one of them has like a little train that you can ride. So it's really good to do your research into it to see which one you want to do. One of them has, at least one of them has a pond you can go fishing in, which is Hill, you'd be going off to the left. So these are the stops that you can go to. I think we'll go ahead and just make a left so it gives you an idea. And if you want to, we can drive by one of the Apple Hill. There's Harris Ranch is the last stop over here. But you'll see they'll have like the nice little signs here that say Apple Hill and what to look for, what you're going by, which is kind of nice. So you want to look for those Apple signs. Make sure you can use your GPS, figure out which ones you want to go to. And this is just like a little frontage road. If you wanted to go back to Heidi Hill, or you go left back the other way. So, but this gives you an idea of what it's like to do look for the exits for Apple Hill. It's a really nice experience. I hope you get a chance to do it. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you get a chance to check out some of our other videos, and some of our travel videos will be coming up. We're going to be doing some Apple Hill ones, so I hope you get a chance to watch that. And let's make the world a better place.